Hello everybody, welcome to the West Coast Let's Play. This map is made by Bullet Bill 83. This is probably one of the most highly anticipated maps ever in Farming Simulator. It finally released 1 or 2 days ago, depending on when I can get this published. I am very excited about this map. I have been very excited about this map, and I was so glad to see it on ModHub. I was looking so forward to creating Let's Play on it. We are going to be using the Seasons mod in this Let's Play. So we can open the Seasons menu. First, we are going to set the season length to 6 days, have all that on, and have the temperature scale at Fahrenheit, so we will go ahead and apply those settings. We are going to be running time at times 15, so one episode will be 1 day. So we have the Seasons menu here. This is the minimum ground temperature for planting the crops. And I believe periodic plowing is required. We can turn all that back on. I had that turned off for the Let's Play. So if we look, all of our fields are in the harvested state. Field 15, 10, 14 are the only arable fields we have. And then we have fields 81 and 30 for grass. So as you can see, all of the fields need plowing. We might not plow the grass fields, because I've never heard of having to plow a grass field before. So we start in field number 19, as you can see on the map, with a nice overview of the map. You can see the lighthouse spinning in the distance and the fields. So you turn on manual. Oh, it's already turned off. So we will look at that beautiful sunrise. As the sun emerges from the sky, the beginning of a new journey begins in Farming Simulator 17. I don't know. I just made that up as I was talking. So this is the Fendt 724, and we own a 724 and a 716. So we will look at required horsepower, so 180 required horsepower. So it looks like we're going to be putting on the 724. I'm going to try to play this series as realistic as possible. I feel like there's one other thing I'm missing. Turn that down. Actually, I'll just leave that. So I do have the realistic fuel usage mod. I mainly got it because of the realistic series, and the dial inside of the speed dial, I believe, says how much power the engine is using, and I'm extremely mechanical, and I'm interested in the mechanical side of things as well as the actual machine itself. So I got it mainly just because I like seeing how much engine power a machine is using. So that's why we have that mod. It will not make an appearance in Northwest Texas. Let's see if I can turn this into here without hitting anything, and it looks like I can't. I'm trying to go pick up that front weight. And then we turn now and still don't clear it. So it's going to have to be a multi-stage turn. So we are first going to begin with field number 10, since that is right across the street from this main farm. So we will start close to the farm and work our way out because until we get enough money or trade in a tractor for a JCB Fast Track, which we are going to be purchasing sooner rather than later due to the size of the map. We will need a tractor to travel quickly. So run across the street and open this gate. Go get back in our tractor and drive over here. And we are going to do 2 strips of the plowing so that the worker knows which way to turn. As you will find out probably right about now, I hardly ever use the plow, so I can't really keep it that straight, but the worker will straighten it up for us. In fact, I think we only have to do 1 strip, and I think the worker will be able to I'll turn him around the way I want him to go, and then he'll be able to go from there, which is what I'm really hoping for, because quite honestly I really don't like using the plow. But since we do have seasons, and seasons requires it, that is one of the things with using the mod, is required plowing. So I'm fine with that because I decided to use this mod. So you can see the dial inside better now because it is at full engine, or almost using full engine power. So this is the footpath, goes right through our field, so we'll just plow over that. The textures don't change. Do we own that field? We do not. Probably starting to think I should have plowed a headland. How do I turn the plow? Can't remember. Turn plow is B. Turn it around, and then we will set a worker off on this mission. Go on, worker, go. Have fun. So we will... this isn't going to go over too well, is it? I'm going to try not to teleport much, but we kind of didn't have a choice just now, as we're at the other end of the field, and running would take a very long time. So this is going to be hooked up to the cultivator, which is this machine over here, sitting in the corner. We are going to have to go retrieve the Valtra tractor and bring it over to run the seeder. So that is stored over at the, I think, yellow farm. We'll just go look. So we are looking for the Valtra, which is, up at the green farm, which is Mountain View Farm. So we'll go ahead and, no, not lower. The realistic fuel usage mod accelerates or revs the engine when under like PTO work and stuff, or well, the in-game does raises the engine RPM for PTO work, but like we're just folding it up, so to get more hydraulic flow, the engine accelerated. We'll have to go back and fix that in the end. So we'll go ahead and park this right here and go get in the Valtra. Catch a taxi over here. So I think we're probably just going to bring the front loader with us so that we have it. So go ahead and back out of here and go over to our other farm. I'm trying to think which way would be better to go. Let's see. I think we'll go left. So, and then obviously under acceleration the fuel usage will be more, since the engine is working harder to get up to speed. So if you didn't watch my first look video, if you want to see the map, you can go check that out. And I think we turn this way. It'll give you a more detailed look at the map. Oh. At 8 in the morning. It's still kind of cloudy out. I think we might need some lights on. Like I said, I'm going to try to play this as realistically as possible, which means realistic driving. I think I just went the long way. Oh well. We will see. So, yeah, I went the wrong way. Nice fallen tree blocking our path out. So it looks like we have to turn around and head back the other way. We didn't do this in the first look, so this will be a first look at this section of the map. As we go back to our Hill Ridge farm, take the mountain country roads. Brings a song into my head. So we'll just head over to the farm and hook up to the seeder, and I think we will have to sacrifice some yield for... I officially have no idea where I'm going. I think I'm taking the really long way. Oh well. So, once we get to the farm, we'll pick up the seeder and more than likely go seed a field, because this seeder has the ability to cultivate and seed at the same time. So I want to go to Riverton on the Sea, which is this way. Once I have an idea on where I am with the map, I can get to places. It's just I turned the wrong way out of the farm, which threw me off completely. So like now I have an idea on where I am, so I should be able to get back. I really haven't used the in-game tractors much. This will be a nice opportunity to experience the in-game tractors, since we don't have the money to afford any modded machines right now. Riverton on the Sea is still this way. The roads are marked very nicely. So, continue to the farm on this foggy, misty morning. So we're almost back to our Hill Ridge farm to pick up our seeder. And this is the turn-in right here. So we will go fill it up with seed. I believe it's in this bay right here. Try not to run our loader into anything. This is one of those reverse drive tractors. I'm really not sure what the reverse drive is for, so if anyone can please let me know in the comments, I would be greatly appreciative of that. So we will go to the seed fill point, which is just around here. Cut that too short, didn't I? That's what I figured. So we are going to have to turn around somewhere without... I think I'll just pull up in there and back out. Or I could just back out. So we are full of seed. So now we will back out. We do have the season length, as we saw in the beginning of the video, set to 6 days. Let's see if the ground temperature is warm enough for any seeding. So to do that, we hit Alt-S to bring up the menu. So it looks like we need 41 degrees for... We're not doing poplars or sugar beets. So wheat, barley, and canola all need 41 degree ground temperature, of which we only have 39 right now. So that could create a little bit of an issue. I'm not sure what happens if you plant too early, when you don't have a warm enough ground temperature. So that worker's coming along nicely. I wonder what... That's interesting. That color's not listed there, that yellowish color. So I'm thinking we are going to plant field 15 probably, when the time arises. So we'll go ahead and take this tractor down to field 15 and park it there until seeding time, until it's warm enough for seeding. I'm kind of curious now as to what happens if you seed early. So I think we may go ahead and try it. Oh, please stop. Came down way faster than I should have. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm kind of in the road anyway, so you kind of had no choice. So here is our gate. I'll turn on the emergency flasher since we are stopping in the middle of the road. Turn in here. I will be doing very minimal work off screen, and by work I mean probably finishing up plowing. So I think we'll just go ahead and run back to the farm since we're definitely close enough. Look at that sky. It's really... Oh, I just missed the turn and I wasn't even driving anything. That sky looks like it's about to start pouring rain on us. Alright, so here we are back at the farm. And I think what we're going to do is go sell some of the unnecessary equipment right now to save on maintenance costs. So we are going to probably sell this mower because I do have another one in mind to buy that is actually larger by 0.4 meters. It may not seem like much, but it will be less passes around the field, therefore saving time, which saves money in the form of diesel fuel. And we're also going to be selling this because I want a square baler because it can move quicker since you don't have to stop to open it, again saving money. So we need to find where the New Holland and the mower are stored. So So the mower is down at the yellow farm, and the baler is up at the green farm. So we are going to go to the yellow farm first to get the New Holland, and we will hook up to the mower a little bit odd here and hook it to the front so that we can get to the store quicker or sell our machines quicker by only having to make one trip. As long as you're not using it, I don't think it's too unrealistic to put it on the front. So we are currently at the sheep farm, which is the yellow farm. So we need to go out and then turn right, and that'll get us right into Riverton. Since we'll go by Riverton, we'll just go ahead and drop off this mower while we are there. We'll just leave that gate open. No one will come up here. I don't think they'll know we're up here. So head down the road. I like how in seasons the grass isn't grown yet since it's not spring yet, or since it was just the end of winter. So we turn... Sorry for that bit of unrealistic driving. I forgot to stop. So we turn here and then head up the road to Riverton, where the machine shop is. This is a fast-moving tractor. 32 miles an hour. I really should have this set to kilometers an hour. I should have just... Oh wait, you just go straight. I was going to say I should have just looked at that sign to see where to go, but then I remembered we are in Riverton. So, the turn for the machine shop, I think, is this one. Yep, here's the machine shop right up ahead of us. I think. And we have made a wrong turn. So, as you can see, I'm still learning this map a little bit. I should have listened to the signs, but I decided not to. So that was my mistake. And then we'll turn here for the shop. I think this was the... Yep, it was. It's wrapping around now. I shouldn't be turning that fast with this mower since it does sit higher than the tractor. It will create a little bit of a higher center of gravity. And we don't want to see what happens when we have too high of a center of gravity. So apparently I have to have this mower folded down to unhook it. We are probably going to be replacing this tractor soon with a modded tractor that I have in mind. So sell that for $9,000. Just look at the power comparison real fast. So that is 143 horsepower, And the one I'm looking at is the Ford TW25, which is 156 horsepower. That costs $95 a day. So it's actually a cheaper tractor in general to run. So now we are going to head to the Green Farm, Mountain View Farm, to pick up our hay baler to bring down here, since we don't want it sitting at our farm when we're not using it. And plus I have a modded square baler I want to replace it with, because like I said, I can go faster with a square baler because you don't have to keep stopping to unload it. Reduces idling time, which when you think about it, when you're around baling, when you add up all the bales you make with the idling time unloading, it can add up with the, although it's a small amount of fuel burn, it can still really add up, causing higher operating costs. As with a square baler, you can just keep going, reducing the cost. Welcome to Wales. So apparently have a farm in Wales. So here is the baler. We are going to be taking the New Holland roll belt back up to it, hook up, and head to the shop to sell this. We will be doing more at this farm. Can't remember which farm this is. Well, I know it is the cow farm. I knew the name of the farm, I just can't remember what it's specialized in. So this is a very scenic path out of this farm. As you will see in a minute, we can actually see one of our fields as we drive by, and I will point that out once we get there, because we actually go right pretty much around the back of that field number 10, where our helper looks like is almost done plowing already. So that went quick. Come down here, slow down for that corner. Let me know in the comments if you want me to go around and collect the gold nuggets. So, I think that's yep, there's our worker. Not as close to finishing as I thought, maybe. Actually, might be a different field. So there he is. The public footpath that crosses the road. And then right up there in that building is the potato storage, which it was the P on the map. Right there. Helper F has completed their task. That is our plow driver. So once we finish delivering this to the store and selling it, we will go look at what he did and more than likely finish up the areas that he missed and then the area that I intentionally had him not do. Driving through Riverton with our baler for sale. So we are almost back to the store, which just happens to be right here. So we will sell this and see how much money we get for it. Just pull over here so we don't accidentally sell our tractor before we want to. So we're going to get a nice $58,000 for it. I am going to try not to do a lot of machine swapping in this series. So there's just going to, I'm going to swap one of the fence since we have two of them. And then I'm thinking about swapping this for the TW25 since we had it in Thornton Farm and Daytera Italica, except neither of those series we actually finished or did many episodes on. So we really never did a full series with them, so I want to give them a spotlight, because that was kind of what Daytera Italica and Thornton Farm were going to be for, but those series didn't work out. Daytera Italica had an odd bug with it, and then Thornton Farm I had played on off-screen before, so I was enjoying it, but I wasn't wanting to redo another series on it, so that's why I stopped on that one. So just park this in here for now, for the time being, and then go get in our plow tractor, and more than oh yeah, he didn't even come close to finishing. Close those gates. Want to know why it ended up all the way over there. We're just gonna catch a taxi is what we'll call it. So come up here, finish this area. Oh no, that was the front weight I just lowered. Finish this little area so he doesn't have to come back over here. And then we'll probably send a worker off and start cultivating. Ooh, that hedge has collision on it. Luckily we have that front weight to protect the tractor. So that would have turned in real life real bad real fast. So we'll plow this little area. I'm not going to get every single little area, just the big spots that were quite obviously missed. So we'll finish plowing this area and then send him over there to that area and let him continue work. It's like that I'm probably not going to go back and get because it's not a big enough deal to minimize crop yield that much. This first season, or this first year actually, is going to probably be the tightest on money in the game because we obviously have no crops already, and we have nothing from previous years. So this will be the tightest year, so we won't be able to buy too much new equipment. And I'm going to try not to take loans out because that, I think, just takes the fun away, because then you're really having nothing to work towards. Like if you do it to where you don't keep swapping equipment or taking loans, you actually have something to work for, which is why we didn't give ourselves, well, there's two reasons we didn't give ourselves money. One is because this is a series running completely separate. It has no prior relation to Northwest Texas, and when we cheat money in, we have nothing to work towards. So I've decided to start completely fresh with no money, just the $20,000 that we start with, and start out this adventure. And as we sell or trade out machines, we will have that money as well for other machines. So we are just finishing up our portion of the plowing before we set the worker off over there again. We have to just turn around and get one more little area that I missed. Or two more little areas. Come over here, get this, and then lift the plow so we can go faster. Fence 724. I don't know if I'm going to worry about that. Those little missed parts. Turn the plow. I still really don't understand how to know which way to turn the plow. And then lower that and send off the worker on his way. Let him do his job. So we will go over to our cultivating tractor and go ahead and start cultivating. I'm thinking once we plow all the fields, not using this cultivator as much, or not using this cultivator until we have to plow, just because I can't, well, we may end up having to keep using this cultivator because of the ground temperature. We won't be able to plant, so that idea actually wasn't going to work. So I was going to say we just quit using this cultivator, but we will have to cultivate in the early spring when soil temperatures aren't warm enough for planting. Of course. It looks like I'm going to have to make him a headland, so we'll do that real quick. One thing I want to see in FS19 is improved worker intelligence, because as you just saw, they're really not that smart. He ran into an object and said he was blocked by an object. So we'll turn this around and probably go ahead and make one more path to hopefully minimize him wrecking. Hopefully without wrecking ourselves. So we'll finish this headland. I think he's fine with the other headland. I don't think he had any troubles there when we first hired him. So we'll turn him around and send him off again and continue our cultivating mission at a whole 6 miles an hour at max engine power, because this is the smaller Fendt, so it is going to obviously use more power than would a larger tractor. Oh wow, it's already 50:54. That's 3 o'clock. That goes by fast. As they always say, time flies when you're having fun, and we are definitely having fun. Race the plow, so you can get to the other end first. Change start's gonna be the plow, but whatever. Air temperature of 48 degrees, ground temperature of 39, so still not warm enough for planting. Hoping next episode will be warm enough for planting, so we can start that. So I will collect the gold nugget just because I can't run it over. So we'll get out and collect it. So if you would comment below and tell me how you want me to do the gold nuggets, if you want me to collect them or if you don't want me to collect them. Because then if you collect them, you automatically get $1 million, so that almost takes away working towards something, but then you could almost view it as luck that you found a gold nugget. So just tell me what you want me to do and I will try my best to make that happen. So plow another headland before we send off our worker. Come in a little bit because the plow is going to catch that cultivated section a little bit. So I keep running over the footpath, which is fine, since it is mowed and there's nobody walking on it. It's a beautiful view. This map was well worth the wait. And this will be coming to consoles. It'll just take a little bit longer because there are a few things that need fixing before that can happen. So console players, I don't think it'll be too long for you guys to have to wait, because Bullet Bill is doing everything he can to get this map ready for you. He is working his absolute hardest, working with Giant Sum to help fix it. So I'm thinking for you guys maybe 2 more weeks before you can play this map. And he does still plan on bringing it to console despite the few issues he's having, which is very nice of him. Although he said he was bringing it to console, so he's keeping his word. We'll come up here and do a little more cultivating. I'm trying to think of what other jobs need done right now, because right now it's just planting time. I don't think grass is grown yet. Field 30. Yeah, grass doesn't show up as one way or the other. So we will continue working for a while longer. In our, thinking, I don't know which Fendt is going to be swapped out. Probably, well, let's go ahead and hire a worker while we look. So that Fendt is 165 horsepower, the one that we're in right now, and that one's 240. That's 145, so the 724 is our biggest tractor. These two are only 2 horsepower apart, so since we are going to be buying a Ford, which New Holland now owns, the New Holland is going away, and I'm trying to think which one of these I want to go away. The 716 will probably go away since you already have a Fendt. That's 165 horsepower, and I think I have a tractor for that also. I think I'm going to, that's 145. Oh. So maybe we need a powerful one. That one's 88 horsepower. How much if I upgrade this to 35? 187. So I'm thinking we still get rid of the New Holland. I might replace the Valtra with that 7800 John Deere. And then, since it's 145 horsepower, what tools do we own? So if we sell one of those two, we can also get rid of one of the front loaders, since we won't need them both. And then, so that'll, many decisions. So we are going to come up here. I still kind of want to know what happens. We may have to do seeding next episode, even if the ground temperature is not warm enough. So I don't think anything would happen, but I really wouldn't know either, because I've never used seasons before. So go ahead and hire a worker on that. Go to our Valtra. It's a big field. Well, I guess it's actually smaller than field 14. So we have 3,100 liters of seed. What do we want to plant? We can plant these 3 right now. So I'm thinking canola, since it is worth the most and we're just starting out. So like as you can see, since it's folding, we can't go unfold, we can't go as fast. If you heard the engine get higher as it was unfolding. So we are going to be sacrificing some yield doing this, since it has not been plowed, so we need to definitely fertilize. I am going to use ridge markers, and the way I understand ridge markers is if you line up the center of the tractor down the ridge line that it creates, you will not have any missed areas. Like if I were to run the center of the tractor down the center of that line, we would be maximizing the potential of this machine, which is always good. So we will just do a little bit of seeding before we call an end to this episode. It's a beautiful sunset. The sky in this game is in this map is amazing. It's just the small details that make this map amazing. Canola side is a 41 degree. Just didn't want to make sure it was too low. Like, I just want to make sure it wasn't 50. So planting season. Sunflowers and soybeans can't even be planted yet. And then you can plant again in the autumn. And then harvest. I do plan on doing poplars, but not quite yet, because we would have to lease a forager for that. Since we are on a hill, it is going a little bit slower. And then turn very sharp. I will try to be doing some of the work myself, instead of just having a worker do all the field work. So after we finish this headland, we will probably call an end to this episode. 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. I think that's a pretty decent length. So once we get there, I will be right back. So we have just about concluded the headland on this field. Once we get back to this corner, we will have done the whole perimeter. So I hope you are enjoying the series. If you are, please... Oh, the other end's over there. Oh well, it's only going to be like a minute. If you are enjoying this series, please comment, rate, subscribe, and like. And if you want to download this map and play for yourself, it is on the official Farming Simulator mod hub. The West Coast map by Bullet Bill is the name. And it should be, actually depending on when this is uploaded, it'll be one of the more recent maps that was uploaded. So it'll be easy to find, but if you have any issues, it's called the West Coast. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please comment, rate, subscribe, and like. Have a nice day, everybody.